Hello again.
Hi.
It's Pam and Dylan.
Yes, it's us again.
Pam and Dylan show carries on. This would be chapter 5.
Are you sure?
Something like that.
Chapter 5.
So we are not at our best right now. We are tired.
Very tired.
There's no daylight. It's been a windy November day. But that's okay. We're just going to be ourselves and show up in all our glory.
Yeah, and to make this video go very well, I will not be looking at myself on the screen.
No, he's not looking at himself. I don't know what he's looking at, but we'll just adjust. So back to where we left off last time, it was having our daughter, and we lived in that little house in Spruce Grove, which was great. And we were going through.
It was a wonderful little house.
Yeah.
It came equipped with little tiny ants in the basement.
Oh yes.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not why we're doing this video. Little ants.
I remember fighting with the dilapidated garden plot out back and trying to make it into something, and planting flowers in the front and being so proud of myself. I picked up a few flowers.
I remember my dad, he kind of helped you put that garden in too.
Did he?
He did.
Oh, I don't remember, but thanks, Ron.
Yeah.
So we were there, and you'd think, oh, well, there you go. There's a little couple with their little baby, and they have a little house, and they got a great little life. And Dylan had a better job, and
It was a great job.
I finished my degree. I did go back and get my teaching degree. It was a big struggle, but managed to do it and graduated, and then
Big move.
Big move.
Yeah, big move.
Yeah. So how did that move come about? Like, why would you move from a place where it seemed like everything was going?
Because I was in the lumber industry at the time. I was making pretty good money at the place I was working, like way better than when we started. But an opportunity came because I thought I was going to be in the forestry, lumber industry forever. And so a custom cutting big sawmill down on the west coast of BC, fairly close to Vancouver, in the Metro Vancouver area, came up, and it paid significantly more. However, living down there costs significantly more. So.
And Dylan's parents lived down in the lower mainland.
I was probably a bit homesick as well.
So there were lots of draws, because it was like, oh, this could be a new opportunity. You could be close to your parents, get to know them a bit, and they can get to know, their granddaughter, things like that. And I think we were just young and excited about change. Even though we'd already had so much change, you think we'd be tired of it by now.
We're kind of a couple gypsies. We seem to have a 5 to 8 year window of living somewhere and then we move somewhere else.
We do. We
can't do that anymore.
We keep moving. So we had been trying to settle down a little bit, put down some roots, but we were still going to church in like the Edmonton area. And then we slowly started looking for churches in Spruce Grove. And then we actually found a church that we really liked kind of right at the end, like right before we ended up moving, which was kind of sad. It was Stony Plain Alliance.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome church.
Yeah, but then sometimes we would, travel all the way to Edson to I would play piano at my parents' church, or we would visit there. So we were a little bit a little bit lost, a little bit in transition. And instead of kind of just settling down there and putting down roots in Spruce Grove, we made a big move all the way to Aldergrove. British Columbia.
Yeah.
With the dog Pepper.
Oh, that dog.
And the crazy landlady downstairs.
Yeah, it was quite something.
She wasn't crazy.
Well, a little crazy.
So this was
fine.
Actually this was probably one of the hardest times of our life. So we were kind of joking with each other, let's just stop it here. Let's not
Like
let's not talk
we
anymore.
should probably just stop it at the last video because
Yeah.
this could get ugly.
Well, yeah, it was a struggle because we had no money, we had no hope, our pets' heads were falling off. No, we were just struggling.
And I think we didn't know each other very well when we went into our marriage, and I think by then I was around 2000, wasn't it, or early 2000?
2001.
2001, early 2001.
Yeah.
And so we had only been married at that point for 3 years. But by the time we moved,
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
so we already were having quite a few struggles with our marriage, if we're honest. And so it wasn't probably the wisest move. However, God, no matter what kind of move you make or decision you make, God's providence is always involved. I really believe that. So.
Yeah, so we could look at it kind of logically and think like, what did we do that for? That really set us back in a lot of ways, but maybe it carried us forward, and maybe that's just where we needed to be. You know, we met people, we went to a church, we learned things about ourselves, we got some help for our marriage at that point too, through the church we ended up going to. So I do believe that God was guiding and leading, even though from a human standpoint, it kind of seems like, you know, why would you give up kind of everything looking pretty good to make that big move? So for me, it meant I went down there at some point, either right when we moved, or I don't know when it was. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was right when we moved, and that's when you started looking for a lot of jobs around.
I just went and blitzed the whole area.
She had finally, the painful process of getting your teaching degree, she got it.
Yeah. So it was in Alberta. So then I had to apply to have the degree in BC to the BC College of Teachers and pay them and go through a whole rigmarole. But I got a job at White Rock Christian Academy, and it was, unfortunately though, a whole hour commute from where we lived in Aldergrove. And I wasn't super happy with the place that we were renting. I think that was like one of the biggest disappointments for me. Was like, because Dylan went first.
I found the place, and bad choice. It wasn't like it was a dump. It just was not a great situation for us. It was
really far for both of us kind of to go to work. And we had our little daughter. So I was trying to find childcare for her, and I worked part-time, like half-time. And there was a lot going on. Like, we were figuring all that out. And then September 11th happened, right? The Twin Towers.
Right.
And I had to go back to, like, I had to teach the next day when all the kids came in, kind of shell-shocked by that news. So, man, there was a lot of tough things. But I remember just sitting on the floor. Our little daughter was watching CBC Kids. She's watching a kids show. And I was kind of, fluffing around in the background, maybe folding some laundry, doing things on my day off. And all of a sudden I noticed that the TV, that it had changed. It wasn't happy, bright colors and bouncy, little characters.
It shows,
Yeah. So that was a little bit of traumatic time there, but it's hard to think back. I think sometimes the harder times, for me anyway, I kind of block it out a bit. Like, I don't have a lot of detailed memories of that. Do you have any?
I think it was very difficult because with most sawmills, you work in shift work. So I'd be on for 2 weeks days and then 2 weeks afternoon shifts. And I think trying to balance all that out when we're both working, like Pam was working full time, I was working full time, and so it was kind of like two ships in the night passing by each other a lot of times, and
that made it hard too.
It was our relationship wasn't easy. We're both navigating parenthood, being brand new parents. I think my bond between my parents might have been almost stronger than it was with Pam, because I just hadn't grown up. I mean, I was still kind of growing up a little bit and just really trying to learn to forge a new thing. I have an actual family of my own.
Mm-hmm.
So there was just I did a lot of stupid things, and I made like any young guy, I made a lot of dumb decisions. So, and of course, you have a beautiful young bride that really, the decisions you make, whether it's Pam or myself, it always reflects on the other person, and I never really thought about it that deeply, I think. When I think back to it now.
But we made it through.
We did.
We made it through that time, and we ended up not renting anymore. We saved almost all of my paychecks, my little paychecks from my job.
Down payment on a house.
Yeah, and we got a little bit of help too from my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And we put a down payment on a house in Abbotsford, and that was great because now we had our own space. And then we became landlords, and we had a suite in the basement. So we kind of jumped from.
And just saying, even my dad was quite a big help too. He's a realtor down there, and he had a lot of. He was able to. He really helped us out with our first house as far as being able to talk to the bank, because we were only going to be approved for a small townhome, and my dad helped us talk to the bank and getting us a house with a basement suite, and convincing the bank that would be a mortgage helper.
And it was.
And we got it approved. Yeah, so it was. Yeah. It was a really good buy for us, actually. It was. It was great for our kids, and we had another one on the way.
Yeah. So because I knew that when I had if I got pregnant with another baby, it was going to be very likely the same, like a really difficult pregnancy. Yeah. And so, and it was even worse in a lot of ways. And so that was tough. I was in the hospital off and on. And I did have some family help. Your grandma came and stayed with me for a bit. But man, that was just a tough time. But there were times of joy too. We had some little parks in the area we would walk to.
Yeah, a lot of nice little parks.
Yeah, and there was a church that we got involved with, Northview Community Church.
Yeah, and there was ducks in the ponds at the parks.
Yeah, ducks in the ponds.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, we got plugged in with a very good church.
And we ended up going to a Bible study and just growing and learning and changing. Mm-hmm. And and then we were a family of 4. And I was teaching some piano lessons, and I was also doing some babysitting, like childcare for people. That's kind of where we're at.
Yep, and that's the end of the video. No.
Well, we can kind of pause it there. We have 2 kids. We were trying to decide whether we should call this one The Big Move or Survival or Keeping the Kids Alive.
Survival. Yeah.
You were working a lot.
Yes, I was working a lot. Like I say, it was always 2 weeks days and 2 weeks afternoons, and it was just, if anybody, I'm sure there's lots of people, and just the few people that watch this channel, they know probably a lot of what that could be like. It's
when you work shift work, you're always trying to be really quiet, right? When Dad's sleeping. So I've got two little toddlers. I'm trying to keep quiet while you're sleeping.
Which wasn't that bad, because I'm a heavy sleeper, and secondly, I usually only slept till about 10 a.m. anyways, because I started at 3:30 and then would be home till 1:30 or 2 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't that bad, but it was still not easy on us.
So this isn't maybe as fun of a video, but we wanted to do it anyway because we got started on this, and that was kind of the next leg, right? The big move from Alberta to BC. Lots of shocks to the system, cost of living. But God was there for us. He was faithful. He helped us find a church, find we had some great times. Like I remember with your parents
Yeah.
and family, we got to hang out with them and celebrate birthdays, and we
weren't too far from the ocean, so we
went to Stanley Park once. Went to beautiful walks. Remember to Lighthouse?
Lighthouse Park.
Yeah. So we had in Abbotsford has trails. And,
great trails down by the river.
Went to the zoo. There's a zoo not too far away. So there were good points and bad points, just like any story.
I think the overall theme, we don't have a consensus on this, but I think the overall theme of telling our story a little bit, I know some people are interested in hearing how we met, but the theme of it is God's faithfulness in a marriage that is can go through bad seasons and then kind of coming forth triumphantly by God's amazing faithfulness and giving us amazing ability to forgive one another and to show grace for one another, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So hopefully that's a theme that comes out of this as we're talking a little bit about our relationship, and and there will be some fun moments too.
Yeah.
Some chuckles and whatever. So
gotta have some jokes in there.
that's right.
Yeah, that's what life's all about.
We have a few funny stories I think to come too. So
yeah, we'll have to think of some, write them down so we don't forget.
Right.
Well, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, click the like on your way out, and that's chapter 5 of the Pam and Dylan story.
Yes. And may all your wildest dreams come true.
Vote for Pedro.
Yeah.